another mini Let's Play. My name is Saiken, and today we are going to dive into a freshly released game, YaoGuai Hunter. I've been given this game in exchange of a fair review, and I've been playing about, I would say, give and take 5 hours of the game, and so far it looks really good. So what is YaoGuai Hunter? It is yet another roguelike card game, but it has fantasy aspects in it, and so far the playstyle of it is very, very intriguing. So think about playing the Spire or Monster Train, similar but a bit different nonetheless. So we're going to jump right into it because I feel that a lot of the game can be explained when actually seeing it. So let's dive into it. Good, we turned the music a bit more down, so we're ready to give it a go. For starters, the game features 5 characters. Mosan, who is kind of a warrior type character. Then we do have Chuan, who is a ranged fighter with a bamboo shotgun. Then we do have Azi, who is a magician summoner. Then we do have Ayu, who's a straight up spellcaster. In typical Asian manga style, it needs to be a little girl, but I am not judging. It's the Annie of, if you ever played League of Legends, of this game. And then we have Shire, who is the master risk of 3 different weapons. So we're not going to cover all of them in just one episode. Today we're just going to focus on a single episode, and today's character is going to be Mosan. So let's take a look at what Mosan can do, and then we're diving right into the game. So Mosan does have a ability which is a rage meter, typically warrior fashion, like good old World of Warcraft. Whenever he hits or whenever he gets hit, he is going to get 1 rage, and he has the ability to perform finishers. However, he needs 5 rage in order to do that. So that's already pretty impressive. There is the second sort of unique ability for each of the characters, which is a clickable ability. In his case, it is no retreat, it costs nothing. You are going to lose hit points. He starts with 92 hit points, and you're gaining 1 energy. As a reference, energy is required in order to actually perform anything in that game. It's like your mana resource, so it's essentially life drain for a little bit extra energy. You can do that once every 5 turns, and essentially a way in clutch situations to get something more out. So let's take a look at what we can do with Mosan in this nice playthrough. Good, we're loading right into the game, and I will, in the first fight, go a little bit over the idea of how each battle is going to work, and then you can take it from there. So we have 2 different options. We do have one option where we're only getting cards with wounds. I don't necessarily want that. Wounds is basically damage over time effect, so we're going into a normal fight. So let's take a look at what we see. Hit points is basically the one resource that cannot reach 0. This is our currency, silver. You're going to meet merchants over time. We don't have any auras at the moment, and these are the passives, so you will see a couple of passives will stack over here. We already talked about the rage mechanic. Then there are going to be elixirs that you can chuck. Everybody starts with a normal elixir. In this case, we have one that heals us 2 hit points after each combat to kind of keep going. We do have 2 energy recovery, and we're typically starting with 5 cards at the beginning. So that's basically it. This is our draw pile, so it's our entire deck, currently 11 cards. Once you play a card, it goes to the discard pile. There are a couple of cards that leave the game entirely, and this here is our special ability where we are getting additional energy. So the enemy signals over his head what he's going to do. This guy has 20 hit points, and his next attack or his next action will be to get defense, so armor, which means we can go all out this turn. However, before going like ultra crazy or all out, one needs to kind of consider that we're only regenerating 2 energy every round, meaning you gotta be a little bit careful with that. We drew our first finishing move, which you can see a normal chop deals 5 points of damage, but our finishing move deals 13 points of damage. We're okay to just kill him with chops. Not a really extremely difficult fight. We're going to get 15 silver, and now the card building starts. After every combat, you're essentially getting a new set of cards, and that will dictate how your deck is going to look like. This is the part where none of the runs is ever the same. So we gotta get Drunken Master, which I should talk about. There are a couple of status effects in the game with random events that you're having. Sometimes the enemies are applying status effects, so these are cards that you're drawing, which really don't do anything typically. Some do have negative effects, like if you keep it on your hand, you take X damage, or something costs more, so it's never positive. Drunken Master deals 13 damage and costs 1 less for each drunk or little drunk you have. So that is not bad, because it could be a free card, but we would need to have drunk or little drunk in our deck. So the more drunk we have, the more this would be essentially free. And when working with card builders, what you want to think about is, number 1, how can I play enough cards per turn? Number 2, how do I draw enough cards so that I can play enough cards per turn? And number 3, how can I not die? Those are the 4 basics. Everything else will fall into line. So the other thing is pain adoption. 16 armor is great, costs 1 less for each time you lose hit points this combat. So essentially, when you need it, it's going to be really, really helpful. 16 armor is good. The enemies at the end are still are doing substantial amounts of damage, and 16 would be great. This here would be deal damage twice, and if we're angry, if the rage is at least 2, using this card will consume 2 rage in order to get that additional effect. But I would tendentially like to go for more finishers, so we're going to go either with a Drunk Master deck, where we're just fully leaning into the drunk effects, or we're using Pain Adoption, which is a bit more of a neutral card. I'll go with Pain Adoption this time, and we're continuing our route. You can see on the top here, we do have 15 routes until we're done with that chapter. And next stop will be a special event. This could be completely positive or negative. So this here allows us to either forget 1 card or lose more hit points and forget 2 cards. We're going to forget 2 cards, and the reason why I want to do that is the starter cards are typically pretty bland and not very good. So as we're progressing, we want to go and have better cards. So we're going to forget 1 block and 1 shot. Over time, that will slim down the deck, and we're going to get more and more cards. There is a great option here, increase the card choices by 1, so we're taking that. And we're seeing the first enemy with an effect. This enemy here is ethereal, meaning the first attack against said enemy will do 0 damage. So we're slashing them. I will continue slashing, and we're going to get some armor. He will slash back for 2 and will apply a debuff, which we can't really do much about. The debuff that have been taken is fragile. For 2 turns, we're taking 33% more damage. And now you can see all of a sudden the damage ramps up massively. So we do have a small pile, so there isn't really that much we can do other than drawing cards and trying to get this guy down. He will dish out quite a bit of damage. We're ready though with a finisher move. Hopefully next turn that would work out well. So now we got a finisher move. Whenever your rage is 5, this will consume 5 rage, but the cost is reduced by 3. So there's our slash. And there are follow-up slashes to regain 2 hit points. And we got our first elixir at the start of turn 2. Deal 6 damage to all enemies. That's not bad. That will help us to get rid of a couple of smaller enemies. Just need to remember what your passive effects are. And we're getting a new card. So, knee strike, 7 damage, and we're applying fragile, so 33% more damage. We could go still for the Drunken Master. We could go for Hold the Line. This gives us 15 armor and can be carried over to next turn. Or we're doing Flying Claw, 3 damage, reduce the cost for your next attack card by 1. And I like that because when I played the last time with this particular character, I had the problem of getting all of the attacks chained. So this one here is a good card to allow you essentially to chain more cards. So we can go into the Spider Den, receive 1 additional item. We don't have items yet, so might as well do that in order to showcase what items look like. At the beginning, I had no idea about items. So we're starting. You can now see the second shop card actually ended up to be 1 cheaper. So we spent 2, got 2 back, and that enemy spawned 3 small spiders. Thanks to our Divine Rhino Elixir, we dealt 6 points of damage to everyone. Fantastic. So far, things are working out nicely. Finishing strike into slash, into another slash, and we're keeping our resources, specifically the energy, up nice and high. If you're killing the boss, typically all of the other enemies will die as well. So we got a couple of items. Items are 1 use, and you do have 4 stocks of them. One is upgrade all of the current, and they never cost you any energy. So one is upgrade all current cards in your hand. So for boss battles, that's great. The other one is gain 2 tenacity, which means whenever we're gaining armor, we're going to get more armor. Cool. So what can we continue to do? So our next card is either lose 2 hit points, deal 12 damage, well, potentially more damage than before. Draw 3 cards and discard all non-attack cards. That is very good. Card draw is fantastic. And we could take Urgent Care, 6 hit points, but it puts 2 pain counters into our deck, basically cluttering up our deck. I want card draw, and we're now facing the first kind of intermediate boss, this pig here. Let's go. The pig has 10 armor, so we need to chop through that. If we chop through the armor, you will see sleep. Unattackable, will awake if hit points are lost. So the question is, should we just wait and next turn we're waking it up? Yes, I think so. Oh, it regenerates. Never mind. Good. We loaded up our Wrath Strike, so I think that is a good option to give it a go. It now woke up. Is stunned, but will reflect damage when attacked. So let's get some armor going. Card draw. Chop chop. And since we still have armor, might as well give it one more go. Very good. So, more armor, finishing move, into slash, into flying claw, into chop, and done. Quick, but very impactful. when you would lose 3 or less hit points, decrease it to 1. So that's kind of us being gritty. Whenever you apply fragile, you apply an additional stack. Whenever you play a finishing move card, then you gain 2 rage. This is not bad if we want a finisher deck, so let's use that. Got another item, choose 1 from 3 random attack cards, and they will cost you 0 in the first turn. That is good. Good. Elbow bash, deal damage equal to your armor. We do have decent armor, so that would be not too bad. This here is apply 3 wounds, and then basically wounds are additional damage. Or throw flail, 10 damage, but it costs 2. Like that is nasty. I am thinking about that elbow bash because we will have a couple of options to get armor. That could be a lot of damage. Another special event. By the roadside stands a man in a large straw hat, leaning listlessly against a tree. His complexion, half hidden beneath the brim, gleams faintly with purple sheen. Kind benefactor, he crouches. I suffer a strange affliction. Only human blood can sustain me. May I trouble you for a taste? Should I offer you a silver of your soul? I shall repay you with the silver I carry. So, we are losing max hit points, because the reality of this game is 5 hit points at the end really don't make that much of a deal, but silver very much does. So, we're healing up 25% hit points. Let's just rest, found a temple, which is great. We could go into the wine cellar if we would be doing kind of our wine and drunken build. That would be not bad. But I think we're instead going for dispersible cards. So we again have a haunted spirit, first attack, therefore will not deal any damage. Shop. We're getting some armor, and these are now the cards that I mentioned here. If you keep these cards in your inventory, then essentially that will lead to you taking 6 points of damage and being weak for next round. So, I rather prefer not to do that. Uh, 9 hit points, do we really want that? Nah, we're instead using one of our items. Gotta keep the hit points somewhere where they are not a problem. Anyway, so what do we have? These are dispersible cards. Dispersible cards will be removed from combat, so you can't reuse them. Deal 6 damage to a target and life steal, which is great. So you heal for 3. So 6 damage, heal 3. This is heal 6 and get pain. And this is remove 2 cards from combat and gain 9 armor, but it is essentially for 0. I think we're going to take this attack. I like the idea. And we found a cave with 12 cards, and one of them is what we can pick. So let's think about our deck. You can at any point go into the deck. This is our deck, right? So we don't have that many cards. We have a couple of base attack cards that aren't that great. We have 3 armor cards that aren't that great. We have just 1 finisher. We have 3 special attacks. So those are kind of our normal attack cards. Then we have 1 card draw. and one survival, more survivability card. So we either take more survivability or card draw is what I would say. So gain 7 armor, draw a card, good card. Gain 1 additional energy for the next 3 turns as finishing move. That's not bad either, because it will allow you to regenerate more energy. That's actually a really decent card. So this would allow us to play more. If the enemy intends to attack, gain 7 armor, elsewise draw 3 cards. So that's not bad either, the 3 cards for 1. Good. Gain critical hit and drinking, that would be more drinking deck. Bloodletting, deal 6 damage and wounds. Whirlwind, that is not bad. 12 damage to all enemies, very strong. I like it. Deal 6 damage to a random enemy 4 times. His finishing move is good as well. Lose 4 hit points. Deal 10 damage for AoE. That's not bad either. So, good question. I am torn. The extra energy finishing move isn't bad. I like that, but I think we're going with improvisation. That could either be armor or card draw. Or we're going with indifferent because 7 armor, draw 1 card is objectively a good card. Yeah, we're going with that. It's basically a cycle card, although are we going with it? I think we're going with improvisation. Good. Enemy wants to attack us. Might as well get some armor. And generate a grudge card in your hand whenever you take damage. So we want to deal a lot of damage if we're dealing damage. Enemy does not attack at the moment. We are at the finishing move, so that is good. There we go. And you can see fragile and disperse. That's nasty. I can't really do much about it. We're instead continuing to chop that guy down. I think I'll take the 6 damage so that we can use the finishing move next turn. Rearrange. There's the finisher. There's the drain blood. Get rid of the curse as well. And there's the kill. Okay, not too bad. So, what passive skill are we taking? Retain up 7 armor. That is not bad. That is really good. Gain 15 silver each combat. This will increase our incomes drastically. And every 8 times you play an attack card, you gain a critical hit. No, I think we're going with the defensive stance, and you will see in a second why that is important. So, Tranquil can only be played with Rage 0. Gain 2 energy, draw a card. We don't have Rage 0 because we have Fury Overflow, so that's not going to happen. Deal 8 damage, repeat once for every state card in your hand. We don't have a whole lot of state cards. And then the Drunken Master. But this is still 8 damage, which is better than anything that we're currently having. Good, so this guy here does have gains 2 temporary strength when attacking you. We don't want to fill him up too much, is the bottom line. You will see here. Basically, he's now attacking for 5 times 2 instead of 3 times 2. So now he's attacking by with 1 large strike. There's the hit. There's the wrath strike. Oh man, we're going to take some damage. Do I want to lose 19? We don't have any card draw, which is the problem. Yeah, well, we can't kill him and I don't want to make it any worse. So, unfortunately, for us, that was pretty nasty as an attack. We're regaining some of that health, but that was a nasty attack. Alright. Disperse your hand. Heal 6 hit points for each card dispersed. That's not a bad card in some of the fights. But I think we're going with Flying Kick. Deals damage, draw a card. Basically just cycling us through so that we're getting to maximum rage faster. Good. Let's use another special event. So far we have been quite lucky with that. Gain 1 random elixir or upgrade a card. Good question. Do we have a card that is worth upgrading? I mean, improvisation might actually be worth upgrading. The red strike definitely would be worth upgrading. Random elixirs are also very, very good. Enemies with fragile now take 50% more damage. Okay. And finally we find a merchant, 350. Good. Merchants, and I think that's a nice feature, do have a couple of cards, not only random cards, but they also have cards that are 50% off, which I think is a neat feature. And then they do have permanent effects. So we're at 350, and this here is really the core of deck building. We can transform cards, which I think is a really good idea. Let's start with that, because we do have a couple of cards that I believe for what we're trying to do are just not really fit. The normal block and the normal chop, it is really whatever. So let's transform them. And we got throw flail out of it. That is neat. And we got block out of it. Deal 3 damage. If the target has a wound, we're drawing 2 cards. So maybe we need a couple of wounds. Maybe. Whenever you disperse a card, we gain armor. That could be a good option as well. Just generally gaining armor is not bad. I think that's a good elixir. That's a neutral status effect. We don't have a lot of dispersed cards yet, but that does not mean a lot. I would go with Flying Kick for cycle, and then armor and cycle I think is a good one as well. Good. We would have the option to get revenge, deal 5 damage, deal 2 additional damage for each time you lose hit points this combat. I don't want to be in a situation where we lose a whole lot of hit points. This is a flat out better strike than the normal strike, but it is... I mean, there are situations where you're losing a lot of hit points, not a lot of hit points, many times a tiny amount of hit points. So we need attack cards, and we're upgrading a card. So now the question is, what card do we want to upgrade? We could upgrade the card draw for more armor. We could upgrade these, more damage. We could upgrade erosion. We could upgrade improvisation, gain 10 armor, or draw 4 cards. That's already pretty good. Elbow bash for 0, that is fantastic. If something goes down to 0, it's typically really good. Battle Instinct would not disperse. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that. A little bit more armor there. The flail does a bit more damage, but not meaningful. Yeah, I think it's either improvisation for cards, or battle instinct, or elbow bash. Now I think we're going for elbow bash because getting something down to 0 is a very sizable upgrade. Alright, we're fighting our first boss, Zuxian Master Han Jin. Okay. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I wanted to play that card. Okay, whatever. Let's start. We do have an option that allows us to keep up to 7 armor, and then whenever you disperse a card, we're getting armor. Okay, fair enough. Let's start with that. Started to get 3 armor and build up our rage, which is good. We're still not having the highest amount of damage, unfortunately. This time might be one of those situations where we need to... You know what? This is the boss. Upgrade all of the current cards. Fantastic. There we go. Good first turn. This guy will attack. We don't have wounding cards, so not going to make any difference for us. No more card draw. Well. We're lacking AoE damage, aren't we? Nice little finishing move here. Let's draw some attack cards. So we used our no retreat. There we go. He attacked instead of resummoning, which is good. First attack gets him down to 85. So we don't have enough armor, so that's going to really matter. Good, I think we're at this point where we need to go for him. It's not going to go anywhere at the moment. 12 armor. Pain adoption would be nice together with elbow bash, but we don't have the funds to pull this off. Instead, we're going straight for boss, and we're accepting that we're taking some damage. But we also can't just completely ignore the situation. Maybe I'll leave one of these guys up. Never fought the boss with this character. We're just saving some energy for now. Okay, well, we're still taking some damage, which is the nature of this character. A little bit more armor. Can we kill the boss? 20. Yeah, we can. Thanks to revenge, things are working out for us. So, gain 2 tenacity. Whenever you gain armor, you gain 2 additional ones. That's great. Cooldown to get rage. That's not bad either. The start of each turn, exchange 2 rage for 1 energy. I'm thinking that is actually really good because we do have an energy problem. Alright, gain 1 rage when you deal or take damage up to 5 points. That bound, gain 5 rage. That is good. Okay. And we're getting basically one of the Jade cards. Jades are the highest ranking cards. So either finishing move, deal 24 damage, deal 10 damage to other enemies. That's a really nice finisher. Or reduce the cost of all cards from the hand by 1. Or permanently increases its damage by 2. If we can play around execution well, then That is not a bad card. We're lacking finishers though. So Cataclysm is potentially the better choice here. Self-damage cards doesn't appeal to me, so we're going with the other cards. So this is now the second of 3 areas that we need to fight through. New enemies, these guys here, decrease direct damage taken by X because they are slippery and they're dealing quite a bit of damage. So luckily we can disperse and get some armor going. Also, we're applying weak to them, which will reduce their damage that they are dealing. I still don't have wounds, so Flock isn't really working that well for us yet. Might as well do Elbow Master because it's free damage. And we're accepting that one bit of damage that we've taken. Alright. Get some more armor. And kill him. Good. Besides gain free rage and besides tenacity, we're now having strength, deal X more damage, and the first time you play a card, that's an elixir, the first time you play a card, each combat, copy a random card into your hand. That would be nice. What else do we have? So, Bone Breaking, this is an upgraded card. Deals X less damage. Well, that's not bad. Or Knee Strike for Fragile. How do I feel about either of those cards? I mean, the lower damage isn't too bad, but then again, is going to be relevant. I'll test it. Good. Let's see if we can get a good attack card. Starting. We still don't have wounding, which is annoying. Very good, so starting with another slash, and I think we're just leaving it at that. Good, it will debuff us. We in return reduce its damage, deals X less damage. Chop, chop, and we're good. Unfortunately, we're now dealing 25% less damage. Let's get some armor. We're only drawing paralysis. That's sting. It will straight up be damaged, so just ignore it. Wonderful. Flying kick into give us more armor, into elbow the mash for 20 points of damage. And there we go. Very good. Whirlwind would be nice because we are a bit at a disadvantage against multiple enemies, so might as well use that. Special event. Torrent Downpour has lasted for hours, normally on days like this. Fish Yaos come ashore, but today no one knows where they are gone. But dull honesty, you spot a small pavilion ahead and take shelter. Shall we transform 3 cards randomly? I mean, this card isn't very good. We still have the base slashes with this, so it's a good chance that it won't take any decent cards. Matter of fact, I mean, currently the deck isn't that hot, so maybe this will actually improve our chances. Just using the chop cards. What did we get? Bone breaking. Is that the second bone breaker that we're having? Yes. Well, I mean, it's good. Then reduces cost of all hand cards by 1, and we gain fragile and 2 broken disperses. There's armor for 2 turns. Okay. And we got urgent care. Listen, it's not that bad. I think that it was all around an upgrade. Let's go and kill some lobsters. Let's kill some lobsterinos. Good. You and you are dealing less damage now. Fantastic. Does this count as a wound? No, it is not. Alright, good to know. Good. We're continuing to get one of these guys down. Revenge, and even though it's a bit wasteful, let's do the finisher there. We could get 5 armor. Now that would at least solve our damage problem. We're still having a weakening problem. Good. Whirlwind deals enough damage so these guys are out of their shell. We're healing a little bit into Cataclysm, which is fantastic, and there is the second kill. The deck is slowly but surely coming together. I think with the extra energy that we're getting, it starts becoming better. Good. Bone breaking. There we go. Unfortunately, this guy is not wounded. Dislocation does not count as a wound. Still need to find a better way of working around the wounding. Pretty good. So we got thrown flail again, which is a neat attack. Cleave, 7 damage to the target and adjacent enemies. That's okay as well. Tranquil is irrelevant for us. We want an upgraded thrown flail. I mean, the fragile and weak is really good. The 2 points are a lot to be asking for. This guy is nasty, the old fisherman, because he always disappears. Then you play a couple of cards and he randomly begins to appear and attack you. There you go, you see. Then he's only attackable for a brief moment. And we need to really closely think about what we want to do. In this case, reduces his armor. His damage, sorry. Good. We're sacrificing this, and he takes a little bit more damage. Very nasty enemy to fight. Now we would have the chance to deal a lot of damage with our armor, but that's really not happening. Instead, we're taking the L and getting hit by him. This would be good, because we can fragile exactly what this fight needs. There he is again. Some more damage, some more debuff, and we're ending the turn. Give me the finisher. Not available. But with a finishing strike, we finally made it. Okay, cool. So what are the inner skills? Maximum hit points reduced, increase healing effects by 50%. Not bad. Finishing move deals 3 additional damage. Or exit rate will convert into temporary strain. That would deal more damage afterwards. Let's see what straight up be better finishing moves. We do have rerolls. Not really thinking either of those are too good, so let's just check what else we can get. Whenever you shuffle, you gain 2 strength. We get a new skill that we could use. Cost 1 deals 11 damage. So it's basically just a straight up strike. Whenever you apply dislocation to an enemy, apply 2 additional fragile. I think we're doing this because we do have 2 bone breakers, and fragile would allow them to take 33% more damage, and I think we had one of the elixirs here, Soulbreaker. Whenever enemy has fragile, they take 50% more damage, so that's actually a really good combo. So you really gotta think through all of your options. Backup plan. Apply reserve to a card, which means they will not be dropped, so that's bad. I like it specifically for finishers. The Boiling Blood finisher is good as well. I like that. Extra energy. I think we're doing Boiling Blood because we're low on finishers. Here we could get an extra item. We still have slot for one more item, so might as well go with that. This crap is nasty because every 20 damage, it counters you for 5 points of damage. So that's a nasty enemy. However, it's less nasty when it is weak. Good. Almost starts to counter us, but almost is not quite the counter. Now got 12 armor. Look at that. There is our dislocation. I like it. And now we're dealing a bit extra damage. Good. Damage. We are at 12 armor. Might as well increase that a bit. $26 armor. I'm trying to get a really nice elbow bash going. There we go. So we gain 5 rage and fragile, and I like the wordless book. That's actually pretty good. I think we're just going for full rage. We could go a little bit more into the armor section. I think we're skipping those parts. None of them are really good. Another merchant stops by. And we can either get strength at the beginning. Enemies with weak deal 40% less damage rather than 20. That's actually good. Whenever you play a card that costs 3, gain 1 energy. That's not bad either. I wonder. So, how many cards that you have weak? Yeah, I think we don't have a lot of weakening cards, so maybe that idea with the weaken doesn't really lead a whole lot of merit. When you play a card with 3 energy, gain 1. Raw Strike would fall under that. Boiling Blood and Cataclysm. Okay. We could gain a bit more strength, with that, which I think is a no regret move. Might as well do that. Alright, and then we either have erosion Blood Fight, which is also finishing move against every single enemy. The cool part here is life steal, so there is a world where that is helpful. When Rage is 5, deal 9 damage, I think that is good because we're trying to reach that threshold. And that's pretty much it. Could use a knee strike, but I don't want to bog the deck down with too many cards. Instead, we're going for at least one upgraded card. Alright, this guy is dealing quite a bit of damage, and it will drop 30 silver whenever it loses 20 hit points. So really the idea here is to make it lose quite a few hit points. And then you get extra loot out of it. Do we have some more dispersed cards? Yes, we do, because those are also giving us extra armor. Fantastic. Very good. We're getting extra energy the next 3 turns. I just couldn't let that go through. Hit, and it will try to get armor up. Yeah, 5 more damage, and we would be able to get money. Might as well do this here. There we go. Armor. Apply fragile. Bonebreaker. Elbow. And maybe we're getting another bit of gold out. Very nice. The combos are coming. The combos are finally coming to fruition. Nine points of damage, weakening him. Let's just carry over some more armor. I think soon he's going to run away, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we got something. Silver has nicely gone up. The claw, the upgraded claw is actually good. Reduces your next attack by 2, but means also the more expensive cards are going to are going to be able to be played with that. We're upgrading one card. So I'm thinking the Boiling Blood. Oh, that is good. Energy for the next 5 turns. Yep, thank you. Alright, second boss, the Hydra. This one is a bit tricky because it'll deal a lot of damage. And you basically need to deal with the head. At the same time, you need to deal with the body, which regenerates 6 hit points every single turn. So that's a bit of a problem. Starting to build up that rage. I will go with Boiling Blood. Into some armor at least. And then that 5-7. I think we're okay. Might as well. For the next 10 turns, we're going to have an extra action. An extra energy, sorry. So that's good. Those small attacks, the ass kicking, that's perfect for the heads. Good. We're again going to take some damage. And since we only can carry over armor, a little bit of armor, that's going to be an issue. We're now receiving 50% less armor over the next few turns. Again, picking out a couple of the head. I don't know, can I dislocate a head? I'm not sure if that is possible. No, the heads seem to be independent. Alright, finish. Good damage. I like that. Very nice, that worked. So their dislocation actually worked. So fantastic. Which means now all of the bites will deal less damage. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, that won't last forever. Yeah, the damage reduction did the trick. That actually worked out very, very well. Alright, almost killed it. There we go. That kill. Energy recovery +1. Energy is not conserved between turns. Are we caring about that? Well, that would be extra energy. I really like that. Whenever you gain rage, 50% chance to get additional rage. That's okay. Whenever you are attacked by enemies, now we're going for extra energy. I like it. First one card, drain life. That's a good attack. We are healing. And we're going to get 3 extra cards. So here is finally wound. If we wanted to get it, that could open up a card draw with block that we already had. Block plus is nice, but I don't want to spam the deck with stuff. This here could be interesting. Card draw here isn't bad either. But none of that really fits the theme of the build. Okay, what are we going to do? Alright, I needed to take a small break. On the upside, we fixed the microphone, so you should be very well hearing me right now, and we're continuing to fish. It's the same thing as before. We wanted to do a wound-based fishing, so we were skipping on block plus, although that's nice to draw 3 cards if the target is wounded. Like, it's a neat interaction, and it's one of our few card draws. So I'm wondering, should we go heavier into the whole wounding business? How many cards do we have overall? 5, 10, 15, 20? I mean, one of the things that isn't working that well at the moment is card draw. So might as well go into that, and it's an upgraded card. Blood Shield might also be good because 14 armor is nothing to sneeze at. And against bosses, that is really, really good. We're full, so we don't need to heal. We have enough items, so might as well take the special event instead. You misstep and fall into a deep pit. Turns out it is a large burial chamber, clearly not a resting place of pauper, but it's been looted many times before. You rummage around a bit and find some treasures that others have overlooked. So we could get 120 silver, but we would get palpitation, which is, if you keep that in your hand at the end of the turn, you gain 1 fragile. That would mean we're taking extra damage, but it is dispersible if we play it, so that creates extra armor on the other hand. And we could sacrifice it for cards that require sacrifice, like, for instance, Drain Blood, which requires us to disperse 1 card. So that's a neat combo. I'm being careful not to overload our deck with too many things, but 120 silver is really, really good as well. Another fishing. Let's see. We're taking another wound card. That is good. We got enough bone breakers, so don't need more of that. We have 1 blood shield, that's good enough. I wouldn't go deeper into this tranquility, although it is nice. I mean, this here would essentially be just draw one card. And since the rage is not 0, or never can be 0 after the first turn, could be a good first turn card. This here is never a miss, because for 0 you're drawing one card. So if anything, it cycles through, and you can gain 2 energy. So I actually think that is still worth it. Second end boss, this one is severe. So we do have break chains. When taking damage, it will attempt to break free from the chains. Whenever it receives an attack from you, it will forget what it was doing. It will randomly switch the attack modes and gain 1 temporary strength. So we just need to keep that in mind. Really easy start with 7 armor. Then we're starting, continuing with Bonebreaker. Target is not wounded, so this is really not helping. But on the other hand, we're getting a lot of energy back, so might as well go and spend everything but 2 energy, so we're going to be good next round. So we can upgrade our hand if needed. We could gain 5 energy, which we don't need, and we could gain temporary strength if we really want to burst him down. So those are our options for now. For now, we're just building up rage, and then Blood Boil would be fantastic. Give me more attack cards, thank you. We would like to wound the target. That will be helpful. That reduces Blood Boil, so now we do get extra energy every single round. I'm considering weakening him. I think we're okay. We're going to get a lot of energy. Is he fragile? He's wounded. All right, which finally means we're drawing cards. Fantastic. We don't have any stance cards in our hand, so this unfortunately erosion will not trigger multiple times. Good. There's our finishing move, 21, or we're actually cataclysming it. Nah, I think we're... just going to do the normal attack. This guy takes for 18. I don't like it, so let's hit him. I'd rather take 13 once instead of 9 twice. So we now have fire. Take X damage at the end of the round. Okay, good to know. Let's upgrade our hand. There we go. Healed almost full. "36 armor." That means 36 points of damage with the nice little elbow strike. And we got him down good. Very good. Give me extra cards. Good. Further finishing moves for more energy. That worked out well. We're giving up that fragility card, so that combination worked out just as well. And let's dislocate him, and we're taking no damage. Draw cards. Oh no, he was no longer wounded. Oh my gosh, that is unfortunate. We're getting temporary strength, because that is just enough to kill him. And might as well use our consumables. Whenever you play a disperse card, heal 3 hit points. We already get 3 armor, so this is nice. Every time you play an attack card, you gain 1 strength. Ooh. Wounds stack and will no longer be decreased by your attacks. All of those are excellent. The which one would give us an option for additional card draw? You know what? We're taking that. We just need more wound cards. Deal 28 damage, costs equal to the number of remaining cards in your draw pile. I think we're going with Execution. That's a really good card. We're late in the run though. Third and final stage. Fantastic, that was really good. Good, whirlwind for all of you. Very good. And we're going to take a bit of damage, unfortunately. Deal damage and draw 3 cards. Thank you. Wounds no longer disperse, which is fantastic. Finisher. The elbow strike takes this guy out, so we're only dealing with 1 enemy now. Let's reduce his damage potential. He's down to 8. That's okay, we can take it. And we're just dealing some damage. It's interesting how the warrior is I can already tell you guys, the decks have a very, very, very different playstyle, which I appreciate. It's refreshing to see. They are really well done. Good. Fish balls allows us to get healing. We might use that in the next fight. And we got a finisher, Cataclysm Plus. Nice. 30 damage plus 12 for everybody. That's super good. But this is potentially even better. Deal 1 damage and apply 2 wounds to all enemies. Yeah, we wanted to get into wounds, so we're going to take that. Take another special event. At dusk, you stop to rest at a small tavern. Inside, an old man sits with his instrument, selling songs. He says nothing, just sits across of you waiting to be paid. Yeah, we're tipping him. Lose 5 hit points, forget 1 card. I like that. So, what do we no longer need? I think those block cards are just not helping us anymore. We're going through a couple of lantern guys. There is our wound. There is extra card draw into finish him. Man, the deck starts to actually perform really well. Elbow smash. Kill this guy, and I think we're okay for now. Let's go. Okay. Deal 6 damage, draw 3 cards. It's exactly what we want to do. We're just removing that because I don't want to get fragile. The music is nice as well. Really appreciate how well they've done that. More wounds. Even more wounds, more energy going forward. And we're rather taking 3 burn than the full damage of this guy. Alright, we got another flying kick, which is a disperse card. That's fantastic because it gives us armor and helps us cycle through the deck. Maybe there is a good hit point healing card available for us. So for starters, all of you guys are taking wounds. We're hitting these guys so that they are dealing less damage. Might would have been the better way to actually play the blood shield. This way we're going to take some damage. It's not a lot, but it is something. Very good. 14 points of damage. I think we're going for you next. Fantastic. Nice little revenge strike, and let's try to draw 3 cards. There's the execution. If we can pull this off, that would be fabulous. But I don't think we can. Oh, maybe we can. Maybe we can. There we go. That increases the execution damage going forward permanently. And finally, Cataclysm. Very good. Apply 3 wounds to a random enemy 3 times. I don't think that's a great finisher. This here is interesting. Extra healing, but we don't really need it. Time for the first boss. Oh, I've never fought him. Okay, what does this guy do? 12 damage, the bear is impatient. You will forcefully end the turn whenever you play 3 non-attack or non-summon cards. Okay. Well, lucky me, that is not going to matter a lot. We're going to use our healing, which means at the end of the round we're just healing up. Making him fragile and weak. Very good. End of turn. We're healing. Our armor is enough to keep him busy. He's still wounded, right? Yes. Meaning this here nicely will draw cards. More attacks next rounds. One more. We now need to only use attacks. Gosh, this guy is really impatient. But we are dishing out so much damage, I don't mind that he's impatient. Draw 3 further cards. We got a nice finisher there. Oh, the impatience carries over. That is good to know. That is good to know. We're likely not going to deal 70 damage, so let's armor up. Attack into... You guessed it. Attack. If I can execute him, 10 points of damage, that would be good. down to 2, and the execution gets our execution card up further. That is fantastic. So whenever you deal damage to an enemy with a wound, increase the damage by 3. That's basically just extra damage. Whenever you lose hit points, gain 3 armor. While your hit point is at 100%, yeah, okay, that's not going to happen. This is not bad. But this here is more damage around wounds. Good, we got dice. Discard any number of cards and draw the same amount of cards. That's great. This first 1 card deals 6 damage to all enemies. Yeah, we're not having any state cards because we're not really playing the statuses. No, I think we're skipping on those. Let's get another special event going. Caught in the rain, you come across an empty house. Lying down to rest, you notice a hidden door. A narrow crawl space leads into a cellar. It's a tight fit. You must go on your belly, inching forwards. After just a few moves, something sticky clings to your hand. Spider silk. Could this be a spider nest? Whatever lies deeper, it's bound to be worse. 50 silver or a debuff. We're just going to take 50 silver because we're rich anyways. I need a merchant. There we go. Just what we needed. 530 is huge. So we could take an elixir. Enlightened card have 1 additional card to choose from. Not that important for us. At the start of the combat, gain 1 tenacity, which means all armor cards are +1. Remove all state cards from your deck. We don't have a whole lot. We do have palpitation. For 90, might not be the worst idea. The selection isn't that great. Deal 8 damage 3 times. Well, let's remove palpitation. That's not bad. Extra armor is good. Extra max HP. And although we're not having a lot of enlightened cards, there might be 1 or 2. Unfortunately, the merchant really didn't have anything worthwhile to write home about. I'm thinking about that Strangle Plus, but really that's potentially a bad idea. Let's fight some monks, shall we? A monk, rather. Good. Becomes wounded. I'm thinking, should we go all out? Potentially not. Not worth it. On the other hand, all we're getting is a little bit more damage, and he's not even attacking us. So maybe it is worth it. Weakening and fragiling him. And we just heal to full. He is ethereal and will do 21 points of damage. That is gnarly. we're countering this with getting a lot of cards. Nice little finishing move. Continuing to hit him. Should I discard? I mean, we're going to take 10 points of damage and potentially are going to be weakened. Nah, I think we're okay. $16 times 2, that is a different story, and now everything costs a bit more. What's our debuff? Increase the cost of attack cards by 1. Okay. I see how it is. Alright, what do we want to do? A little bit of armoring up. A little bit of healing. That gives us more armor, and we're just going to take the pain, I suppose. Good, we got Blood Shield if needed. Can we deal 42 points of damage? The answer is yes. Could get another hidden arrow. Or another cutthroat. I think since we're so heavily invested into wounds, that cutthroat is not a bad idea, but these do not draw cards, so we're actually skipping, because at this point we want upgraded cards. We are taking... these here would be draw cards that might be good for us. Okay, what are we going to do? I mean, at this point, pretty much set on beating up that stupid bird. Very good, so he died. That would be, well, we could still feel our way out of this situation. There we go, problem solved. And we have enough armor to withstand. The armor generation of this character is really nice. I underestimated that. Let's try to get the execute. That sucked. More card draw. And here we go. Second best boss. This guy is tough. He's a tax collector. He deals massive amounts of damage, but he offers you every second round to basically pay some taxes, and then he will kind of put a blind eye onto the situation. In the meantime, though, we just need to survive the first few turns. $29 points, see? And then we're just paying taxes and say, it's okay. More wounds. What do we want? I think we're just weakening him. I actually believe that is helpful. 25 points of damage with all of the weakening, even more. Well, payment is out. He wants more. And these are the situations, right, where something like Blood Shield, for instance, makes a lot of sense, because all of a sudden you're just losing 3 hit points. Good. We're going to pay taxes. We're going to be a good boy here. Let's draw cards. Plenty of cards. I mean, I would like to use a finisher, but unfortunately, apparently we're not having one. I don't want to disperse this card because I want to level it further up. 12 damage is already very good. Little elbow bash. Come on, can we do a little bit more than that? Down to 15. Is he weakened, wounded, fragile? He's fragile. Alright, we can finish him. There we go. Oh, that was a good fight. The start of each combat, apply 2 weak to all enemies. It's not wound that's weak. If you end your turn without armor, that's not happening. When you break an enemy's armor, they gain, let's see what else we can get. We use our second reroll. At the start of each combat, gain full range. And that is good. Every 3 turns, you deal 3 damage and apply 3 wounds to all enemies. That's also good. Fight against 2 or more enemies, draw 2 cards at the start of the turn. We're going to take wounds. Every 3 turns, everything gets wounds. That's fantastic. We're good with the deck. Let's go to the special event. We're almost at the end boss. 2 gangs of Yaos are in a shouting match. The moment that you hear your footsteps, dozen of shiny eyes look at you, judge for us. Randomly upgrade 2 cards. Do we want silver or do we want card upgrades? I think we want silver. All of them gain wounds. Fantastic. Bit of indifferent. Let's get some more going. Can we draw cards? At the moment, we cannot. Fragile and weak, I like that. I don't want to use urgent care just to get the armor up by 3. We're just going to use our elbow strikes and accept that we couldn't one-shot him. Alright, let's apply a couple more wounds. That worked out very well so far. There we go. And since he's not attacking us, I see little reason to do anything. He's just weakening us. Getting some attack cards, I like it. More wounds. Yeah, I was hoping we could kill him, and you know what? We actually might be able to do that. He can't hurt us. Let's see if we can get our execution. There we are. Very good. Always gotta work on that execution because it becomes stronger and stronger if you use it. We don't have enough state cards to make erosion work. There are dispersed cards here that might work for us because we get armor if we disperse. It's kind of a very similar fight like the last one that we had. There we go. Execution becomes stronger and stronger. It's now up to 18 points. That's crazy. Weakening him. Weakening him. And we're good. Let's make him fragile, because 12 damage is better than, let's say, almost 20. Oh boy, behave. That was a good hit. Very good. So let's draw more cards. Lovely. Another attack. Into erosion. Into red strike. Into a bit more armor. Just a tiny bit of damage and then we kill him. Very good. So let's see. Urgent care, don't need that. Drain blood. Handblade might be interesting. The enemy intends to attack, apply 8 dislocation. And we get disperse. That's a neat little debuff. But since it doesn't have card draw in it, I will skip it. Doing another special event, I'm hoping for a merchant. Alright, so these are Jade cards. Choose 3 cards from your draw pile and put them on top. I like it. That would be a fantastic card. Finish move 4 times. This is healing, and this cataclysm we're going to do premeditate. That's fantastic. Training field. We're upgrading 2 cards. And without going to a merchant, we are fighting the last boss. I have not fought her. Nine-tailed Queen. What does she do? When the queen dies, sacrifice Foxbird and resurrect the queen. She has 3 fox spirits. Okay, what do we want on top? We want card draw, so that's 1. We want boiling blood for extra energy, that's 2. And I think we're just taking a flying kick because it's free. Wounds onto her. That's good. Discard any number of cards and gain additional cards instead. Lovely. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Now there we go. Burning blood into more ass kicking. Bit of dislocation, that's good. $25 points of damage, and she is down the first fox. Very good. Alright, she does something with the cards. Flame. What does flame mean? Play the card and you will take 8 damage. Ouch. Good, we can either delay damage X times. This is now one of our items, meaning it would be 40 points of damage, deal 5 damage, deal 2 damage, we already have Revenge, or Blood Claw. I think we're just going to take Vomit Punch. And then we are ending the turn. Taking some damage, but this time we don't have the Foxfire. She still has wounds, which is good. That means we want to attack her now. Make her fragile. And we're going that, into that, into that, into that. Into that. Fantastic, great turn. We got an entire fox down. I'm going to have less armor now, but that's okay. I don't mind. She has Foxfire and she will take for 34. Holy smoke. She still attacks for 36. Gaining some armor to offset that, and we're just going to take a bit of a beating here. Reduce damage, I like that. Weakening, some extra strikes, that's good. Further weakening, and we are taking 9 points of damage, we're okay. I think it's the last time that it's kind of her last iteration. Apply more wounds. Nice little finisher. She's almost done and execute. There we go, guys. There we go. Took a while to play through all of that, but we were victorious. Got a nice little score. Okay, the time was whatever, but we now get an unlocked inner skill. Passive chops, deals 3 additional damage, block gains 3 additional armor. That's not bad. So you're kind of unlocking stuff as you go, and the game does have a 4th act or last act, but I'm not 100% sure if that's not yet implemented in the version that I'm playing, or if I need to play on a harder difficulty. So that was Mosan. We got that nice little sticker here. And next time we're going to go through one of the other characters. He's now officially level 2 because apparently because I leveled him up. And yeah, there are plenty of extra modes, speedrunning, daily quests and so on. But yeah, we're going to do one run with each character to see how we like the game, and then we come to a verdict. Hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, have a good one, and bye bye.